You're alright there, folks. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to see you. Got some more games we're going to touch on in a second. Before we do, I just want to say a great big thank you to each and every one of you for helping me get to 500 subscribers. You may or may not have noticed we hit that last night, and I'm rather pleased with it. As a matter of fact, I'm more than pleased. I'm buzzing, ecstatic, over the moon. Can't ask for anything more. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, eh? Not too bad. I'll take that just from the one season. Yeah, appreciate everyone, each and every one of you who's been involved over the last year. You know, whether you've been subscribed from the start or whether you've only just subscribed. My only hope is that you continue to stay involved the more that we grow. So yeah, nice one. Appreciate it. To talk about these games, innit? Getting this up a little bit earlier than usual. I've picked up some night shifts. I don't know why, but well, I do know why. I've got all next week off, so going to get these out a little bit earlier than usual. There's currently no order of play over in Dallas, so there's only 2 games that are definitely on. So yeah, only going to be a short one over there. Near the time, if you look at, well, if you watch this video, near the time of the games, I'll probably added some Dallas ones in the pinned comments, so just keep that in mind. But we will start off over in Holland. First off, we have got Stefanos Tsitsipas and Tallon Griekspoor. Now this is split right down the middle. Head to head is 1-0 to Tsitsipas. That was in the Australian Open 2023. Yeah, straight sets. We had a feeling Griekspoor would beat Berrettini today, didn't we? I don't know why. I just had a weird feeling, man. Berrettini, I question his fitness. He got done 2-1. Yeah, Griekspoor just managed to outlast him in the end. Tiebreaker, you know, what are you going to do? He does tend to elevate his game when he's playing over here in Rotterdam. We all know that. He's reached the semi-finals last time out. Well, both his last times here, last year and the year before. Tsitsipas made it to, I think it was this exact spot, yeah, 2023. He looked really good in his first game, but, you know, it's the calibre of opponent, they weren't too great. You know, Harold Mayo, he's not even in the top 100. I'd expect Tsitsipas to win that game, just, you know, exactly how he did. Routine win. Griekspoor, you know, he was an underdog against Berrettini. You know, contrary to what we believed, a lot of people thought Berrettini was going to do him. He's just, I don't know, he is the definition of a 50-50 player, isn't he? I don't want to keep going on about it, but that game against Richard Gasquet, very worrying. He then got beat by De Jong. He's just went 3 sets with Berrettini there. It's only going to get harder against someone like Tsitsipas, in my opinion. He's already beaten him before. Tsitsipas needs to win, man. He needs wins. He should be winning these games. We know he's not. He's quite far from a hard court specialist. We get that, but he's still a better player than Tallon Griekspoor. I don't care what you say. Those odds, 1.9 a piece. I don't really fancy going against Griekspoor, especially at home, because if he wins, I'll feel like I sort of knew it was going to be so. Tsitsipas to win a set as a parlay piece would be the way I'd look on that. I can't see him getting done in straight sets. I really can't. But I don't know. I'm just looking at his recent losses. They're not that great. That one to Alex Michelsen in the Australian Open was really bad, and then the one to Alexander Shevchenko in the United Cup before that. Realistically, so far this season, Tsitsipas has only beat Pablo Carreño Busta barely, and Harold Mayo the other day in the first round. So I'm not too sure. I feel like I do need to see more out of Tsitsipas, but I would lean towards him to get that one done. At least get a set. He should be good for a set. I wouldn't be surprised if he loses. I wouldn't. So I'm just going to stay away from it. Moving on, we do have Arthur Fils and Daniel Altmaier. Now, for those that jumped on the double from yesterday's video, Arthur Fils did win today. Although, after that tiebreaker in the first set, I was slightly concerned, but, you know, the real Arthur Fils turned up in the second and the third. Got it done with relative ease. Daniel Altmaier ended up playing Kovacevic. Now, I didn't even know that was happening. He was supposed to supposed to play Gio and Pechi Pericard, and he ended up getting beat by Daniel Altmaier, which leads me to believe Gio would have fucked him up too. Head to head is 3-2 between the pair. Artifice beating him last year in Switzerland on the indoor hard court in straight sets. You know, Altmaier beat him in Madrid on the clay. Fils beat him in Barcelona on the clay. And then Artifice, well, he pretty much beat him in Auckland on the hard court, but he ended up retiring Daniel Altmaier. That is, you're going back to 2023, the very first meeting when Altmaier beat Artifice on the indoor hard court. But I feel like Artifice has come on a lot in the past 2 years, especially the last season. Now, I said that Kovacevic, after he went deep in a tournament last time, his very next game, he weren't that great, and the exact same things happened there. So realistically, if he would have played Daniel Altmaier in Montpellier last week, he'd have beat him. You know he would have. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think Kovacevic has experienced some fatigue, and I don't blame him because he has played a lot of tennis at a very high level. I don't think Daniel Altmaier beats Artifice. I don't. Even though he did look a little bit shaky against Lestienne in the first set. I'm not going to read into it too much. He should be beating Daniel Altmaier. He really should. I fancy him to do it. You know, these are the tournaments where Artifice, you know, he stands a really good chance. Maybe not winning it, but definitely going on a little bit of a run. Especially with the draw he's got. Come on, Lestienne, Daniel Altmaier. You should be getting into the next round, quarterfinals, bare minimum for Artifice. I'm probably going to take him again today. I forgot to mention, we're still waiting for Ralia Pelka to finish off the double, so one down, one to go. I think I've seen enough from Artifice for the majority of the game for me to trust him against Daniel Altmaier. I really do. But we'll move on anyway to Carlos Alcaraz. Vavasori. This was supposed to be Felix Auger-Aliassime and Carlos Alcaraz, wasn't it? Until Felix pulled out. Alcaraz did drop that set to Van der Sandschulp, but you know, maybe we just need to accept these struggles against him. Maybe we just need to accept that. You know, Van der Sandschulp did beat him in the US Open. Was that in straight sets? Yeah, it was. Not going to read too much into that. There's no way Vavasori beats Carlos Alcaraz. Until Felix pulled out today, like I did say, Vavasori, that spread was 5.5. He would have kept it close. I'm sure it was a tiebreaker in the first, was it? Let me just check. Yeah. He kept it close enough with Felix, who was evidently struggling. Carlos Alcaraz, I don't know. He looked, not going to say worrying, but there was cause for concern against Van der Sandschulp, especially at certain moments in the match. It seems like he's taped his nose up like Nicolas Jarry, and it looked like he was playing like him for a little bit as well. Actually, I don't know. Nicolas Jarry probably would have beat Van der Sandschulp. Actually, I don't know. It's neither here nor there. Just a joke. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm thinking about it. I'd say Alcaraz in straight sets, but I thought he'd beat Van der Sandschulp in straight sets, and he didn't. And I weren't expecting Vavasori to actually keep it close with Felix today, and he actually did. So once again, if the spread's big enough, 5.5, probably even 6.5, you know, Alcaraz, it won't be 6.5, but just roll a dice on that. If you have to take it, I'd expect Alcaraz to beat him. We've then got Andrei Rublev, Fabian Madison. We're running this one back from Hong Kong, aren't we? We've only just seen this. We had a feeling Fabian Madison would do something against Struff today, and he did. He beat him 2-1. Good shit. He's had some decent wins on the hard court so far this season. We mentioned them in yesterday's video. I was very, very happy to see Rublev beat Zhang. Very, very happy. He didn't seem to struggle. He didn't. It wasn't a close one. It was just a bit routine, solid win. Everything that it should have been. Very happy with that. I'm worried for him now. Once again, I'm worried for him because I still haven't seen enough to convince me that he's back to his full self. And you'll probably agree with me when I say it's probably going to take a lot from Rublev before we start confidently betting him again, especially at this price, 1.3. as a favourite. That's a huge favourite against Fabian Madison, considering he just beat him not that long ago in Hong Kong. Rublev hasn't really beat, apart from that game against Zhang, it's probably like the highest level of opponents he's beat, but you'd expect him to win that anyway. Christopher Eubanks, Basilashvili, he's lost to Kovacevic, Joao Fonseca and Fabian Madison. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull it off again. I hope he doesn't. Rublev really needs to win this one. He can't just win his first round and then get sent home in the second. He can't. He's got to win this game. Not an easy one for him, albeit it could have been a lot of an easier draw, I admit. But reality being, Andrei Rublev should be beating Fabian Madison. On his day, he does, there's no question about it. They had a very close game in Croatia on the clay last year when they first played, and then another close game a couple of weeks ago at the start of the season. Could go either way. At a price like that, I am not that certain that Andrei Rublev wins this. As a matter of fact, I would much rather just take Fabian Madison as an underdog. I really would. Why not? Why not? It's not an official from me. Take Fabian Madison for a set. You'll get really good odds for that. I'm just not going to touch you. I'm not going to touch you. I'll enjoy watching it though. Pedro Martinez, Holger Rune. Fucking Holger Rune beats him. Holger Rune will beat him. No questions about it. Martinez did look good against Batista Agut, but it's not really saying much at this point. Two Spaniards going at it. Can't even get me words out. Two Spaniards going at it on the indoor hard court. What do you expect? Could go either way. Holger Rune looked really, really good against Lorenzo Sonego, and I was kicking myself last night because, as I said, I was going to take Holger Rune, but I shit out and took Alex Michelsen. And what he done against Cam Norrie was just unforgivable. So 1.13, no point taking that. I'd expect Holger Rune to get this done in straight sets, none less. Excuse me. And we're going to wrap this up in Rotterdam before we touch on Dallas really quick with Jakob Mensah and Alex de Minaur. Head to head 1-0 to de Minaur, 1.4. As a favourite was this last year? Yeah, last year in Vienna, indoor hard court, 2-1 to de Minaur. He looked really good. He looked really good against David Goffin, but he always does. I think is that 6-0 in that head to head now? I'm sure it was 5-0. Don't quote me on it. Mensah got past Alexander Bublik. We knew he would. First time we've seen him since the Australian Open after getting beat by Davidovich Fokina, and it was a very bad beat. We slated Felix for going out like that to him, and the exact same happened to Mensah, so it would only be fair to treat him the same. He's looked fairly decent though, I'll give him that. He's had a good start to the season. He's only been beat by Gio in Brisbane. He was on fire. Beat by Nuno Borges, had a close one in Auckland, and then obviously that game against Guile, he's beat Casper Ruud, Basilashvili, Ben Shelton, that's a good one. Carreño Busta, Dusan Lazovic, you get their points. He's only lost 3 games. Very, very solid. Alex de Minaur has only lost the 1 game so far this season. And as we all probably remember, that was to Yannick Sinner in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. Can't do nothing about that. What are you going to do? He's only dropped the 1 set so far as well. That was to Cerundolo in the 3rd round. I don't think Mensah beats him. I don't. De Minaur may struggle for a little bit if Mensah's serve is firing, and it does have to be perfect. He may struggle a little bit with the power because Mensah's a big lad and he's very, very strong. I don't think he'll struggle with the pace. De Minaur loves to redirect that pace. The faster it comes in at him, the better he's going to return it seems like. I just think De Minaur, he's going to beat him, and I can't see him getting beat, but I can't. The way he's playing, it's the same sort of formula with Yuri Lehechka that I was saying. He's actually playing hair catch is he playing now? I don't know, it's irrelevant, but you're only getting beat by like Djokovic or Sinner, and you're smoking everyone else. There's no reason for me to go against you. We know Mensah is only young. De Minaur's only young as well, mid-20s, something like that. Is it early to mid-20s? I think it's mid-20s. He's just better. He's just better, you know, he's in the top 10 for a reason. I think he beats Mensah. I think he knows how to beat people like Mensah, and he's been doing it for a lot longer. 1.4 seems perfect for me. It really does. I'm going to stick that with Artifice, and that's around 1.75, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, 1.75. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that again. Fingers crossed that the redemption double cashes and Raleigh Pelka gets it done. But yeah, I think that's going to be me for today. I think Demon is just too good. Apart from the power, I think he's miles better in every other area, on the court, in the game. He's the one for me. I'll be going with the Demon tomorrow, today. You know what I mean. And then the two in Dallas, look, just closing us out. There's no order of play, so I do apologise. I might do a short close to the time when the games have come out. But Tommy Paul will beat Ethan Quinn. I'm damn sure about that. And then Matteo Arnaldi's playing Davidovich Fokina. I've got no idea. I've got no idea. And I apologise if you're waiting for the Dallas games. I really do, but I've got to go to work in an hour or two, so I haven't got time to wait till 10 o'clock to do the breakdowns. So I probably wouldn't have bothered with Arnaldi and Davidovich Fokina, even if the order of play was out. Arnaldi has beaten him once before. That was last year in Montreal. Although Davidovich Fokina, yeah, he won the first set, got beaten a tiebreaker in the second, and then retired in the third. Yeah, it's just going to be one of them. Flip a coin, heads for Arnaldi, and you know what to do with the rest. But sound, that'll wrap us up. I'm getting off. Appreciate you folks, appreciate you stopping by, taking the time to watch. As always, like I said at the start, I still can't believe we're at 500. We're over 500. We continue to grow. Happy days, happy days. Stay involved, stay beautiful. I'll be saying good night to you. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Take it easy. Enjoy the tennis. Let's go get that cash today. See you tomorrow.